What is up, everyone? I'm your host, Slim Double D, and I would like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope you enjoyed your holidays. I know I did. I had a great time with my family, my friends, and my girlfriend. But, sadly, school is about to start, and I'm pretty bummed out, but there's one thing that my dad always says to me over, the holiday breaks, and whether it be the beginning of the break, the middle, or the day before school, he's always like, right now is the longest amount of time between now and when you go back. And it's pretty funny because it's true, and you can say that 1 second, then say the next second, and it's still true. So I hope that cheered you up a bit, but if it didn't, I'm sorry I couldn't cheer you up. I would also like to say that one of my New Year's resolutions is to start making videos more frequently. So be ready for some awesome content coming out. And let's dive right into this video. This video is my guide on how to survive longer during the game mode Infected on Call of Duty Ghost. What I'll be doing is giving you all a few tips, and after each tip I'll give a few examples on how I execute the tip. Tip number 1. Always start the game aiming and shooting at another player. If multiple players are in the area, hide and look at your map to see if a player disappears around you. In this first clip, I decided to play it safe and lay down behind some cover because there were 2 guys in my area. They were focused on each other, so I'm sure they had no idea I was there. This gave me great leverage for getting a kill, whether I had been the infected or one of them had been the infected. So for this clip, this guy was AFK, but he was the only guy in my area, so I decided to go for the kill anyway. I aimed down my sight, and whether I had turned infected or he had turned infected, I would have gotten the kill. In this clip, I thought it was pretty funny because I knocked the dude off a ladder, and I chased him down because he seemed to be the only guy in the area, and it turns out I was the infected, and if this guy had used my tip, he probably would have killed me, and I wouldn't have killed him. Alright, we've made it to tip number 2, which is, always stay to the outside of the map with the wall to your back. Frequently check all areas around you, and be aware of everything and everyone around you. Alright, so here I was the last person alive, and I was doing pretty good. I stayed to the outside of the wall, I was checking all my surroundings, made sure I killed the people that were chasing me, and then I hit a ledge. I kind of didn't really expect it, and I got caught on it. I tried to jump over it, but it was too late and I died. I thought I would throw this clip in there because I think it displays this tip very well, because I was totally beasting it up and I was aware of everything and all the people around me, and I got a bunch of kills, except I messed up a little bit at the end. Awesome. We're at tip number 3, which is stay in a small group of about 2 to 3 people max. Remaining in these groups will allow for high mobility, while each player can still defend one another and check the surrounding area effectively. I thought this clip definitely exemplified this tip very well, and basically all it is me and my friend walking and running around the map, looking around, defending each other, and I think it's just a great clip for this tip.
This is such bad news for me.
Tip number 4. Never seclude yourself to one corner of the map. Keep moving and constantly check behind you, especially when alone. By secluding yourself to one area, most, if not all, escape routes are cut off. This clip is amazing at displaying how effective it is to use this tip, because if you stay in a corner, you're going to inevitably die. You have no chance because the infected can just throw the tack inserts down and keep running at you. Your group will get picked off one by one, and eventually you're gonna die too. Here's another great example, because this guy pretty much isolated himself from being able to move. He put himself on top of this one little building area, and if he jumped down, people would have killed him. So you think you're hot stuff because you made it to tip 5, huh? Well, guess what? You are. Here's the tip. Occasionally change your path. The infected will eventually catch on to your original path. Changing it will cause them to lose your trail, allowing for easier getaways. Okay, so for tip number 5, I was going to put a diagram that showed you how you should be running around the map and how to make a route, but unfortunately I wasn't able to put that in the video due to a fatal error with Sony Vegas and my recording software. Now, to put it shortly, to make your route, all you have to do is, when you're going around the map, you're either going clockwise or counterclockwise, and once you get to an area that looks safe where you can, turn or cut a path across the map, take it and just loop around, go a different way. It doesn't matter. Whichever way you want to go is a good way to go, I think. Congratulations! You've made it all the way to tip number 6. Here's your prize. Avoid areas with high player activity. The infected will constantly be targeting this area, you may get caught up on another player, and the chance of an enemy sneaking up behind you is greater. Alright, so in this clip, basically all it is me running into an area that had high player activity. There was a couple guys held up in this corner, and there was a bunch of infected around the area, so it pretty much is just there to show that if you go in this kind of area, you will most likely get killed from behind. You may get snuck up on from the front, you never know. So you just gotta watch out and avoid that kind of area.